What's going on, guys? It's me. I'm back and I'm ready to show you guys exactly how I go about getting prop firm funding quick, easy, and how to not overcomplicate it like a lot of people actually do in this trading space. So hopefully you guys are ready for this. I'm gonna drop some sauce. It's gonna be like a 10-minute video, super quick, and show you guys exactly how I personally get prop firm funding and how you guys can do the exact same thing and the concepts that I use to actually do so. Now, first thing, before I start this video, I just want to say it's going to be a raw video. I'm not going to edit it, do anything like that. This is literally just a raw example of how I got my prop firm funding so quickly and easily, and give literally, a situation which actually happened recently, literally yesterday, on how I got back to max allocation after not having any prop firm allocation. So let me give some context first on that situation. Now, obviously, today is September 18th, so that means yesterday was the 17th, and there was FOMC on the 17th, okay? Now, if you are an experienced trader, you understand that FOMC is actually a very volatile news event in the marketplace, and that's why we do have such big ranges once we do actually have that FOMC news data come out. Now, what that means for traders is that the amount of points that the price will actually move is more for like smaller moves, if that makes sense. Like it moves 10 points where normally it would move like 5 points or something like that. And the ranges are just bigger, which means that your positions are worth more, you're risking more on a stop loss, all that kind of stuff, okay? So that means you're making more on a take profit. Now, I recently was just funded with Top Step 250K, and I was 3 winning days in, and my account balances were about $2,000, right? Not very much. $2,000 per account. It's like a $5,000 payout 3 days in, and I'm like, come on, let's get a little bit more. Let's up that. Trying to size a little bit heavier. So what I did was I took FOMC. My setup that I took was an A+ setup. I was going for longs on the reversal. Unfortunately, was not able to catch that trade, and actually ended up losing. And because I risked my entire account, I had a $2,000 stop loss, and it was like a $10,000 take profit, 1 to 5 risk to reward. Went heavy risk on that because I believed that I could actually flip that account pretty quickly. And also the previous accounts that I had them for about 2 months straight. I was slowly, consistently trading those accounts. Took maybe around 45, 50K from those accounts in like 4 payouts. And was able to, continue to scale those accounts over time, and then I ended up blowing them on purpose so that I didn't get moved to live funding on Top Step. Now, the accounts yesterday, that was my first time having the accounts. I got funded on those last accounts pretty quickly, same way I got funded now on the current accounts I have that I just literally bought yesterday, and now I'm funded on them. I'm going to explain to you basically how I do that, how I go from no prop firm allocation to prop firm allocation very quickly, okay? Now, if you guys don't know, I trade the motion model, which is a rejection-based model using 2 SMTs, right? A higher time from SMT, a lower time from SMT, a rejection out of a PD array like a fair value gap, and an inversion as my entry point. So pretty simple model, like 4 or 5 steps, nothing crazy, and it actually shows up in the market a lot as well. And it shows up probably, I would say, anywhere from 5 to 10 times a week. I don't take 10 trades, but I definitely take maybe 3 to 5 trades every single week, maybe 6. And yeah, guys, it's a pretty simple model. Now, what I did was yesterday, I took that trade, obviously blew the accounts, unfortunate. So immediately, I was like, okay, not a big deal. Blew the accounts. I bought 5 new Top Step evals, and I bought 5 new Tradeify evals, which they're both on the Top Step X or Project X platform. And so I was trading both of those accounts on the Project X platform. Super simple, super easy. And I found 1 motion model A+ setup. Okay, I risked 3 minis. 1 on the Tradeify accounts, you could pass it in 1 trade, so I passed those accounts in 1 trade. That was just A+ motion model setup. I risked 3 minis. I went for a 1 to 3 risk to reward, so a $1,000 loss, $3,000 take profit to be able to pass them. Super easy. So the Tradeify accounts, boom, those are max allocated. So I have 5 50K accounts with them. Now I'm funded 250K with Tradeify, sorry. Now, the way I do that is I have a model and a system and a strategy that I trust, and those accounts were maybe like $600 for all 5 of them total. So I was like, I'm essentially risking $500 or $600 on this trade. Technically less because you can, lose $1,000 and then trade them again. But let's just say I'm risking $500 or $600 on that trade. Okay, super easy. It was an A++ setup. I took it, caught the move. $1,000 on 1 mini is, obviously using 3 minis is $3,000. So past those accounts, that was easy, that was simple. Then on Top Step, took the same trade, got those halfway to pass. That was yesterday, the same exact day that I blew my accounts. I got the other accounts on Top Step halfway to pass. So that means going into the Asia session, same exact day, I just take another trade. Boom, Asia session opens, I see a long setup with my motion model framework, and I smack that shit too. So now Top Step, $1,500 again. Those are max allocated. Tradeify, max allocated. So now I went from $0 in prop firm funding after blowing the Top Step accounts to $500K in prop firm funding through Top Step and Tradeify. Now, it's super simple, right? It sounds easy. You have an A+ setup, A+ model. Why are you risking so much? The reason I'm risking so much is because when you buy evals, you buy these accounts, you have to realize you're not trading with real money. You're not trading with real money whatsoever. You're trading with fucking fake money. And if you think about it, the only money you're risking is what you spent on the accounts. Let's say you're trading just one account, one Top Step account. You're literally risking $50 on a trade. I know it says like 1,000 on the thing and it's an eval, it's so scary, right? But you're risking $50. That's like 2 meals out like at this point. Meals out are like $25. That's like 2 meals out. You're risking that on one trade? It's not really a big deal. Or like on 2 trades. Sizing with 3 minis, risking a $500 to $1,000 on a stop loss to get to $1,500 profit target on Top Step. That's super simple. And like if you're using 100K accounts, 150K accounts, it's all relative. The percentages are the same. So let's say you're risking and you need $3,000 each day, like $6,000 take profit for a 100K account to get funded. It's easy. You just risk double the amount you would risk on that account. You have double the amount of drawdown. Everything's relative. All the percentages maxed up. So it's not really a big deal. But when you have a model and you have a system that is A+ and has a certain set win rate, like for example, my motion model has like a 75% win rate with a 1 to 3 risk to reward, and about an 80 to 85% win rate with a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So I know that I can secure 1 to 2 and 1 to 3 risk to reward very, very easily because my model presents itself so often, and I'm also very good at trading it because I've had so much time in the market with that model specifically. Now, this isn't me saying that you have to trade my model. You don't have to trade any specific model at all. Just trade a model that makes sense to you, something that you understand, something that you know has a set tested win rate with a certain percentage and a certain risk to reward that you are confident in, that you can risk, let's say that $50 or even $500 depending on how many evals you buy at once. So guys, it's really simple because a lot of people really put so much stress on evals, so much stress on passing, so much stress on even like when you're on the funded account stage, when you're on expresses. People put so much time and energy into the evals and like worry about the fact that they're literally risking like what, $50, $100, $200. Understand it's all fake money at the end of the day. We're all just trying to get a payout. We're all just trying to be consistent. So instead of focusing on the money all the time, focus on the system and the strategy and understand that the win rate that you have with that set, strategy, model, whatever you want to call it, that framework that you understand, that you've back tested over time, years and years of data, not years of time, but years of data, right, on FX replay or even in the live market, you have to understand that that set win rate is going to determine if you actually are able to get prop firm funding consistently. Because if you have a model where you don't know what the set win rate is, you don't know what the set risk to reward is, you're going to have no idea what you should be risking once you get into a eval phase versus a funded phase. But yeah, you guys, the number one thing that I would say, honestly, I kind of clickbaited you guys with this video. The number one thing that I would say is just find a simple model, a model that you understand, a model that makes sense, a model that you know what the stats are for it. A model that you don't know the stats of and you just know, oh, it's a good model. That's not a good model because you don't know exactly what the win rate and the risk to reward is. How can you possibly calculate size, right? How can you possibly know, okay, I can make about this much per month with this model, with this amount of funding, right? For example, let's say I have 500K in funding, and let's say my average risk to reward is a 1 to 2. Let's say I'm going for that, and I have an 80% win rate. Let's just say 80% to make it simple, okay? How many trading days are there in the month? There's about anywhere from 19 to 22 trading days in the month. So let's say a month like September, right? Current month. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this is a month where we have 22 trading days, okay? So let's say 22 trading days is what we have. Obviously, we're going to take some losses and some break-evens, right? But let's just say 80% win rate, okay? 22 times 0.80, show how many days we would win. It's about 17.6 days average, right? Now, let's just say we're being conservative, right? We take off about 2 or 3 days just to be safe, right? Let's say we have a break even, we don't get a winning day. Let's say we have, obviously this is including losses, but let's say we include the break evens too, right? Let's just say 15 days. 15 days, right, out of the 22, which means we have 7 days where we either lose money or don't make money, okay? And let's just, for this case, to make it easy, let's just say we lose money on 7 days, okay? So let's say I'm risking, which for my model personally, on one mini, I'll risk anywhere from 350 to 400. To make it simple, I'll say 400. And on 2 minis, that would mean I'm risking 800. I usually risk about 2 minis. So a 1 to 2 risk to reward with an $800 risk means $1,600 take profit. So let's say $1,600 times the, 15 days that we win per month. That's $24,000 worth of prop firm profit on a singular account, okay? Now, obviously, we have losing days too, so that means we're going to take off the losses as well. And that was 7 days of losses, or not making money, obviously, but we're just going to count it as losses. 7 days of losses times 800. 7 times 800. 5,600 is what you would lose total in a month, and so then you subtract that from the 24,000 that we would have made, and you would be in profit. Obviously, it's negative because I did the math wrong on here, but you would be in profit $18,400 across your accounts, right? And that means that you also secured about, anywhere from 13 to 15 winning days for your funded account, right? To actually get closer to that payout, which means that's about 2, if not 3 payouts in a singular month. And this is only on one account. So imagine 18,400, and that's just the only way I found that number is because I had a set risk to reward, a set win rate, and a set dollar amount that I was risking on every single trade that I knew, that I absolutely guaranteed myself that I was going to do or trade with. So that's what the benefit is of having a model that you understand the risk to reward and the win rate of, and the risk. Because if you just know your model is good, you're risking a random amount every single trade. Oh, the stop loss is this, stop loss is this. No, you should be risking a similar amount pretty much every single trade, and the exact same, if not a very similar risk to reward every single trade. I see so many people get caught up in the dollar amount and get caught up in the draw and liquidity or whatever. Some people are hitting 1 to 4 trades and their draw is like a 1 to 5, and they just end up getting break even, when in reality they just ran up a 1 to 4. But because they're so focused on the draw, they're not focused on a risk to reward and a set dollar amount and actually securing profit, they're losing money, and they're losing evals, and they're losing funded accounts. And that's not how you become consistent. The way you become consistent and the way you get consistent prop firm funding very quickly, like what I did, is you find out what your win rate is, you find out your risk to reward with a set model, and the way you do that is by backtesting years and years, if not months and months of data on FX Replay, the live market, and also forward testing on demo accounts and paper trading accounts and all that stuff. So yeah, guys, that's basically the basis of this video. Stop over fucking thinking your evals. Stop overthinking your funded accounts. It's all fake money at the end of the day, and understand that you need to find your set win rate, your set risk to reward, and that's how you're going to crush it. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to work with me, if you want to work with me one-on-one or even in the group setting, and you want to join my mentorship, I'm going to put the link in the bio. Obviously, course in the bag, whatever you want to say. But some of my students, not some of my students, a lot of my students are printing recently. I can show you guys literally just my Instagram story from today. 1 student funded. More students funded on these accounts. I'm just showing multiple. This is literally, like I said, on my Instagram story from literally a day ago. Another student funded. Another student payout, $1,000 payout for first 4 months of trading ever. Yeah. So my students win. If you guys want to win too, link in the bio. Apply to work with me, and yeah, I'll see you inside. Peace out, guys.